You've probably said it to yourself. You've had a brutal session, went to walk down the stairs the next day and thought, oh, that was a proper session that. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain whether you need to be feeling that sore after every single session, or if you feel fine after a session, it might have actually been a good workout. Because what we don't want you to be doing is chasing a feeling every single workout and then panic the first time you don't feel sore after a session and start to rip up a plan that was actually working. Because if you keep chasing soreness as a marker of a good session, here's where it takes you. You start to switch up programs every couple of weeks, every single time the soreness starts to fade, thinking it means that your progress has stalled, when that's not the case at all. Because then in reality, you've missed the entire point by changing workouts every single week. You're not progressively overloading because you've never gave your body a chance to adapt and build on what it was already doing. And then you push it further, going into every single session, trying to wreck yourself to get this feeling of soreness, which then leads up to you overtraining, burning out, not recovering enough, getting niggles, getting injuries, and not actually being able to train at all. And a lot of people believe that getting sore the next day means that they've had a good session, and if they're not sore the next day, then they feel like they've wasted a session or they didn't work hard enough. So they chase that feeling week after week after week, thinking that that's what's driving their results, and it's not. Soreness has got nothing to do with how effective a workout's been. And what usually causes that soreness is you doing something that your body isn't used to, whether that's a new exercise or a plan that you might not have done in years or months, and your body just isn't quite used to that. So then it comes down to the fact that soreness isn't a measure of quality, it then becomes a novelty stimulus that you're chasing. Because muscle actually gets built through progressive overload. You asking that muscle to do more gradually over a period of time, placing more tension on the muscle, adding more volume to that area that you want to focus on. And none of that requires you to be in absolute agony the next day. You can be making real progress, getting stronger, building the definition that you want, and not actually feel sore at all the next day. Because your body's simply adapting to what you're doing. I've been on the same program now for 36 weeks. My body's now adapting to those exercises, and none of it's a novelty stimulus. So I'm not as sore as what I was in the first couple of weeks of training. Does that mean that I'm not putting on muscle? Does that mean I'm not progressing? Absolutely not. I've actually probably put on the most muscle in the last couple of weeks than I did at the very start. So if soreness isn't the marker, what do we then need to be tracking instead? First of all, like I've said many times in this video, progressive overload. Is what you're doing in the gym getting harder over time? Whether that's more reps, whether that's more weight, whether that's more control, whatever it looks like for that movement, is that gradually increasing over a period of time? Secondly, effort. Are you pushing close to failure in your sets when you're training, or are you miles off it? Because if you're never getting close to failure at all, you're never actually giving your body a stimulus to change, to adapt, to grow. And third, your actual numbers. Are they going up in the gym? Is your performance in the gym getting better week on week? Because that's actually factual evidence, not the feeling that you get sitting on the toilet the next day and your glutes are going into cramp. And here's the part a lot of people will skip past anyways. If your goal is fat loss, the soreness question barely even matters anyway, because the main thing you need to be focusing on is what you're doing outside of the gym with your nutrition. Are you consistently in a calorie deficit to actually see that fat loss occur? The soreness, that really doesn't matter if you're trying to lose fat. That is what's going to decide whether you lose fat or not how sore you are from your session yesterday. Honestly, if you are focusing on how sore you are and your goal is fat loss, please, please, please give your head a wobble. A good session is when the intensity is there, you've put the effort in, and you felt good about it. Not how much your bicep hurts a little bit the next day. And if you are leaving the gym, crawling out, not being able to pull yourself out of bed the next day, it might just be because you've tried a new exercise, and that exercise could have been Bulgarian split squats, because they are an absolute killer. But yes, just because your body isn't sore the next day isn't a red flag for you making progress. It usually is your body just adapting to what you're doing and doing what it needs to do. And if you want a structure in and outside of the gym that might leave you feeling a little bit sore, but will definitely give you progress in the way that you want to see it, whether that is fat loss, whether it's building more definition, or building your dream body, then there's a link down below. Either my Instagram, which will give you daily tips on how to lose fat, how to build the body that you want, or underneath that is my one-to-one coaching inquiries. If you fill that in, we'll have a bit of a chat, see if you're a good fit, and then we'll go from there. I'm looking forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.